If you're living in the UK and you're not using a stocks and shares ISA, you're potentially leaving thousands on the table. No, seriously, this is one of the most powerful tools UK investors have, and yet most people either don't know about it or they misunderstand how it works. Later on in the video, I will take you through the app that I use on my phone. So why would you open an account? It's like a tax-free wrapper around your investments, meaning any capital gains, dividends, or interest you earn inside this account are completely free from UK tax. That might not sound like a big deal at first, but over time, this can make a huge difference. For example, if you invest in a regular trading account and your investments grow, you might have to pay capital gains tax when you sell. But with a stocks and shares ISA, all of that growth is yours to keep. No tax, no hassle. Another massive perk? You can invest up to £20,000 per tax year, and that allowance refreshes every April. And the earlier you start, the more you benefit from compound growth. Your money starts earning money, which then earns even more money over time. You also have complete flexibility. You can choose to invest in individual stocks, index funds, ETFs, or even manage portfolios, whatever suits your risk level and investment goals. And if you change your mind later, you can move your money around without losing your tax-free status. It's also worth mentioning that stocks and shares ISAs are long-term focused, which helps you stay consistent and avoid emotional investing. Unlike cash ISAs, which barely keep up with inflation, investing through a stocks and shares ISA gives your money a real chance to grow above inflation and build actual wealth. So if you're saving for a house deposit, early retirement, or just building a safety net, don't overlook the power of a stocks and shares ISA. The earlier you start, the better off future you will be. Okay, so to open a stocks and shares ISA with Trading 212, you need to be a UK resident aged 18 or older and also have a valid national insurance number.
By the way, guys, if you use the link in the description to sign up to Trading 212, you can get free fractional shares worth up to £100.
When you first download the app, you need to verify your identity, which shouldn't take very long, and then connect your bank account. Once you do that, you're ready to start investing. And this is the most important thing, guys. Make sure to select the stocks and shares ISA, because that is what's going to give you all the benefits I talked about earlier. Okay, so now that you've downloaded the app, you can see at the top they have various tabs. For example, there's the News tab, where you can see the latest headlines and what people are saying. Let's click on the first one. This is an article saying that global stocks are outrunning the S&P 500. The global markets are also doing very well. So as you can see, it says Korea is up by 37%. Germany is up by 28%. Meanwhile, the S&P 500 is just up by 5%. This article shows us which countries and stocks are outperforming the US this year. Then we have the My Watch List section. At the top here, you can see all the latest stock prices. You can see the growth from the chart. I always set it to maximum because I like to see what it looks like in the long term. But you can also set it to 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, or 1 year. But it's always good to select maximum and see the bigger picture, in my opinion. There's also a really handy AI analysis feature where you can either read or listen. If I select read, it gives you all the AI analysis for your research. And I really like the listen feature because if you're out and about, say on the bus or just taking a walk, you can easily just put some headphones on and listen to the latest news. There's a feed section where people can comment and give their opinions. And finally, the stats section, and then any pies that contain the stock. Then we have the top winners section for you to browse. And the top losers and global markets. For example, a lot of people like to invest in gold because gold will always be a strong investment. And as you can see from the chart, it has increased by a lot. In the past year alone, it's gone from £2,400 all the way to £3,300. And then the tab with the heart is the most owned tab, which shows you all the stocks and shares that people on the app own the most. For example, Nvidia is very popular. We can look at the map and see that it has increased in price by a lot recently. Then Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, all of your big tech companies, as you'd expect. Finally, they have the new On Trading 212 section. If you want to create a new watch list, you just click the plus button, select a name for your watch list, click create, and then you can add anything you want to keep an eye on, or delete it if you don't want it anymore. That's pretty much it for exploring this part of the app. Now we go to the My Investments section. So, I opened this stocks and shares ISA about a month ago. Here, you can see my net deposits is £400, and then you can see the rate of return that I have. If you don't see the net deposits button or you don't want it, you can toggle it using this button right here. But I always like to have it visible just to see how much my money has grown from what I've invested. This really shows you just how powerful a stocks and shares ISA is. Because if I just left my money sitting in the bank, I don't think I'd even get a 3.8% return in a whole year. And to get that in a month is crazy. Just imagine if you had £100,000 invested, 3% would be £3,000. You could potentially earn £3,000 in a month by doing nothing and just letting your money grow in this account. If you scroll down, you can see your ISA allowance, which tells you how much you've used for this tax year. So I've just used £400 right there. And if you click this button, it explains the most important parts of this account. So pause the video now if you want to have a read. Finally, there's a social tab that you can have a look at. You can even create an anonymous account so you can take part in conversations and see what people are saying. Make sure to do your research before buying stock. There are communities and even pies that people have made that you can also copy. So like this one, almost daily dividends, and if you want to invest in it, you just need to click on copy pie. It will show you the breakdown of all the companies that are in this pie and some information that you should read. Then you can just copy the pie. Here, you can see that 2% of the pie is Microsoft, 2% is Apple, and so on. This is a way of really diversifying your investments so that not everything is in one stock. Remember that with investing, there is always risk. So that's it for this video. If you'd like to see a breakdown of the investments I've made so far in the 1 month I've been on this app, then make sure to leave me a comment and like this video.